behalf of all the associate chairs and chairs of graduate, welcome. Thanks for coming. So this is our new exhibition called Continuum. And so this kind of started like a year ago. We had our first exhibition that featured all the works of graduate students, which we hadn't done before, I think, ever. So we had 2 cohorts for the first exhibition. It was titled Revision. Now we went to this new theme. And what's great about this theme too, it represents the students from all 8 graduate departments here. So we have 9 students in total that will see the works over there. And then we have a really interesting format that I think Gabrielle Jennings, who's the Associate Chair of Art, and Gerardo Herrera, who's Brand Strategies Associate Chair, came with this idea of a 1-by-1 format. So it's 1 voice, 1 image, in 1 minute. So we're excited to have you here. Also what's new is we have the graduate gallery library lounge that you're all welcome to come at any time. And so we asked all the chairs and associate chairs to think about books that was working with their students' thesis or deeper inquiry, came up with a list, and some of the books are there. And then a big gratitude to Mario and Alfonso from the library who actually brought in some books this morning. So let's go ahead and kick it off.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jisoo, and I'm a graduate spatial experience design student here at ArtCenter. A little bit about myself. I am a spatial designer who is interested in how spatial design can hold emotional experiences and support people through different states of being. And next slide, please. So the work that I'm showing right now is called the Project Nest. It's a post-fire sanctuary space that I developed in collaboration with Crystal here. And it's a project rooted in Altadena in response to the aftermath of the Ichen fire that happened last year, not just in terms of physical rebuilding, but also emotional recovery. And when Crystal and I started to think about this project, we started to think about what a space could offer when people are navigating loss, displacement, and uncertainty. So this project is really imagined as a place where people can come back to themselves. It could be through connections to community, it could be through connections to the nature landscape, but also through our creative practices. And yes, the forms and materials, they all grow out from the ground, almost as if they were rebuilding themselves. And that reflects our ideas of resilience. So thank you. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Crystal, and I'm currently a graduate spatial experience design. And as a spatial designer, I really like looking into people's behaviors and seeing how we can shape a better community together. So I want to continue talking about our project with Jisoo, which is the Nest. And I want to highlight a unique point about our project is that we really look into integrating the exterior and interior. And we really played with how we can have a 2-level with 1 architectural structure and seamlessly integrate the roof as a public space and also having the interior as an artist communal space. So the entire building structure is cladded with a green roof system that acts as a public park but also as an overall energy source. And the green roof connects the central bioswale system where rainwater is naturally filtered to become clean water source for the ground and roof vegetation. In general, we would like to rebuild Altadena by learning how we can work with the greeneries instead of running away from it. So ultimately, we are trying to help the artistic community in Altadena to share creativity back with the community and seeing how we can be sustainable and self-sufficient. And this is our animation. So please have a look at the project at the student gallery. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Henry Chen, and from graduate industrial design. And yes, go next. So this is my thesis project. I'm exploring how teachers can better understand students' attention and confusion in real time. And because in many classrooms, students get lost quietly, and while teachers are expected to support everyone at once, which is really hard to manage. And to address that gap, I created Q, and which is a classroom signal system that makes invisible confusion into these actionable insights. So students could use a small device that they can mark those confusing moments or maybe when they're lost, and the teacher could get these signals with the app right away And these live overview of class understanding and emotional patterns really helps teacher understand their class. And after class, the system turns those moments into insights that help teachers reflect on pacing and help students revisit where their learning broke down, and which is supported by AI follow-up learning. So this project is all about how products and interfaces and smart system came together to create a more responsive and supported learning environment.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nadia. I was a graduate for the Brand Design and Strategy program here at ArtCenter. And I just wanted to present my capstone to you. So Amblin Entertainment historically has major feature films, but the landscape has changed as to how people consume media. People consume media in very short form ways, especially our new audiences. So to reimagine Amblin, I reimagined it with different types of content that helps cater towards different types of needs. And with that, there's a broad visual identity with multiple sub-brands that you can explore there at the gallery. And it's pretty expansive, as you can tell. Each sub-brand has a different colorway to easily identify it from one another. And I'm excited to show it to you guys at the gallery. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very formal. Hi, everybody. My name is Milan Aguirre, and I'm finishing up. I said I wasn't going to read from this, but I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, so I'm finishing up my last term, sadly, here at ArtCenter in graduate art. I say sadly because I want to stay in school forever. I think craft or madeness is the central axis through which my practice kind of spins. I've primarily dedicated my time here to exploring sculpture. I'm interested in toys and toy making and quotidian objects of the everyday, remaking them using traditional techniques, like these pins that were hand-turned on a lathe, direct carving, whittling, and painting, and how these objects perform within different spaces or stages. And how these pairings explore cultural mythologies and histories. And the piece in the other room on show is called Peter Principle, or Aspiration. So these can function as a teaser for my thesis show, April 16th, in which I expect everybody to be there. Thank you.
So my name is Yiqi Zhang from design practices. So work was mainly clay and sound. So our work is called groove. It's often described as informal. It's physical condition, moves through matter, leaving traces that are perceived. So ask whether sound can be physically held, not as digital data, but as form within material. Focusing on clay as a responsive and time-bearing medium, the groove explores how subtle vibration can be revealed, translated, and reactive through a ceramic process. Vibration exists within everyday but are unnoticed, either because they below the threshold of perception or are masked by noise. Then simply amplifying the sound investigates how vibration can be transformed into material structure like grooves, surface, and forms. Written and self-installation, combining field recording, microphone from the base ceramic vessels and playable instrument. Vibration are translated into tactile and interactive forms. Station the different mode of engagement with sound, shifting from listening to activating and ultimately to translating vibration into ceramic surface sound system and embodied experience. Positions clay not as a passive content of sound but as an active medium of sonic exploration. So doing so, the project invites audience to reconsider how sound, material, and perception are entangled and how memory might exist beyond of hearing. So you guys can check this work in the gallery. Yeah, thank you.
Everyone, I'm still becoming, but you can know me as a filmmaker, obsessive, distinctive, and always searching for something new. For me, filmmaking is a way to capture something begins to slip away. I come to realize that Matters most is I should open myself fully to the world and build a real connection through my work. And what you seeing on the screen, all those work that I directed, should be something awesome, and that's just a glimpse of that journey, but I'm trying to do best. Recently, I've been developing short film and commercial projects, blend cinema storytelling with brand language. And I'm trying to find a space where personal expression and visual communication coexist. And that's why I see filmmaking is an adventure into the unknown. And my name is Ursula Yao, and hope you guys can enjoy my short film in the gallery. It's called Was Alone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When I look at cheese, I see organic graphic languages. When the dimensions and forms engage, it can carry both shape and visual information. Hi everyone, I'm Yuxin. I'm glad to share my thesis exploring the role of form of graphic design. The Eaton fire struck LA last January. It was so close to where I live. People said, we don't know what we really have. We've lost our sense of home. It made me think about how design might help those affected by such tragedies. And the whole story began with this branch. The light grows from where it breaks. Then I explore how light and form can expand the possibilities of visual languages. When the shadows comes in, it becomes dynamic and variable. From graphic to function, I also create a hanging light, capturing a quiet sense of calm, safety, and strength. Through this project, I explore how graphic and forms inspire each other and how to use design as a way to help and connect. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We'd like to invite the exhibitors to sit over here. I feel like, I don't know about everybody else, I feel like that really exuded the spirit of Continuum. So Continuum, it could be limitless, it's a passage, it's a journey of what? And these folks, I think it's the arc of their body of work in terms of research, exploration, and professional practice. And I think across the board, we really get a sense of that. So thank you all for sharing. And so we want to open up to some questions, but I have one I think it'd be really interesting for everybody to try to take look at this. It's kind of unique for this show and for everybody here, but if you could collaborate with anybody who presented their works here, combine your work with them, who would it be? Who would you want to work with?
Ursula, because hi. Project I felt would speak very well with the way Amblin was headed within my thesis, just developing short form cinematic content, but also in a way that you presented it was very beautiful. So I think there's some opportunity there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, are we can. So I think listening to your, sorry, I forgot your name, but listening to his presentation, I think he was in art, right?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say.
I think art. I think what me during his short little presentation was that he talked about how he was seeing this artistic vision in spaces, and I think it's really interesting how, like, as spatial designers, I think we rarely talk about this like vision, and we usually like don't really think about this visceral aspect because we are like to go deeper into like emotional and like people's behaviors more deeply. So I think it was like your about like really open up new perspective to me, and I learned how like spaces to like artistic can create a big impact in our space as well. So yeah, I think that's.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
you. I choose you.
I liked it.
No, I really enjoyed your talk. It was interesting to think about the kinds of spaces and should collaborate.
You heard it here first. Jisoo?
Yeah. I'm Jisoo. I think I would love to collaborate with graphic.
Ichi?
I'm sorry. Graphic?
Ukshin.
Yushin, right? Hope I pronounced your name correctly. Because I think Crystal and my project and Yushin's project, of them are about the Eaton fire that happened last year in Altadena. I think sharing the same motivation for the project could be a really driving force. I think when we were working on our spatial project, we thought about how can we extend our beyond space. Mm-hmm. So I thought her project was very inspiring to hear. I would love to collaborate with you. Yes.
Thank you.
Hi.
Not sure because like it's all of our works, I feel like my project might be more of a kind of aspect and solving. Would like to collab with any of you guys because almost all focusing on how to build a system, and for the aesthetics, I really didn't put that much effort in it. So I think like stuff you guys are doing better, like prettier products or than mine. So I would like to like with any of you guys, this is more of and make something more to look at. That's my opinion.
Thank you.
And I like to say I want to work with everyone here. As a filmmaker, you know, consider art is a big family, and especially our film department students, we love to, and we encourage every from other department work with us because we do need your craft into our project and make this whole films. Because we need production designer, we need costume, all those design stuff need more talented people to with us and cross the department. And yeah, I think that's be the future stuff that I want to do in the future.
I was really inspired by Yuxin's work. I feel like also the field recording from the like that to myself, but I feel like the to finding some like that happen to the environment and reconstruct them and to them as a design strategy, the way that I want to explore more. Yeah.
Oh, it's everybody. Questions. I want to ask the audience if you have questions for them. Jane?
Well, I wanted to follow up on that experience. Thank you very much. And ask if you did have interdisciplinary experiences in your graduate studies career, and if so, what they were.
I can answer. What was very interesting about the MDes program is that we had people coming in post-career, so with time and careers from different industries. So we had someone from the film industry, we had someone from industrial design industry, some graphics. So it was pretty broad, and in that space we were able to learn from each other a lot. And it was a very collaborative cohort that we were in, so I'm very grateful for everyone in the cohort because I learned a lot, as much from my peers as I did from my instructors, I would say. Thanks.
Go ahead.
Yes. About the interdisciplinary project I've done, it reminds me of a project that I did last term. It was actually an interdisciplinary and cross-school project. So I worked on a project with a graphic designer from a different school of the United States. And it was a lot of collaboration back and forth. I think it was a very new experience. At some point it felt like a challenge too, but overall I learned a lot from the experience. I learned how to be open to adjusting my ideas, be open to listen to my partner. And it was also really interesting to have different perspectives on the same concept. It was a branded project, and I worked on the spatial aspect, and she worked on the branding and graphic aspect of the project. And since I'm not a graphic designer, I don't know very well about it. So it was very interesting to see her workflow and share her ideas about her work and listen to her ideas about my space. It was a very good experience for me to learn about different fields. So yeah, it was fun.
Arts always have these sponsored program that put all of different majors together to create something really beautiful. And what we did in the Google's project, we try to collaborate with each other and create some a tool for packaging design, which is something that I have never done before. And in a team, like there's of us, but they're all from like me from industrial design, and there's a package, she's graphics, and all this we could do. We are good at, and we show each other like how it does it, so we learn from each other a lot. And also we can know like what's workflow and why is it different, and what can I improve. And it really helps us to starting to realize that how collaborating with others is from working yourself, because it's always a collaborative like environment we're working in, or working environment. So I think that helps a lot, and I'm really grateful that I've gave us so much opportunity.
Human-centric work.
I would say it's both. So in classroom, teacher would tell us that they would tell us what to do, but they would tell us their feeling about our project. So, and the other hand is ourselves as a human, we will feel kind of, for myself, I feel defeated when something is all done by AI and it's doing better than me. So when I'm putting something that is more empathy or more emotional in it, that of the design really shapes like it feels when you use it. So how I think how I want to learn and themselves using AI as a tool instead of letting it to tell students how to feel. And for teachers, it's like insights. It's just a reminder instead of telling teacher how to do it. It's telling teacher what's happening.
We hear about like Crew too, because that was so like such a circular thing too. I don't know your thoughts on that.
I think answering your question, I think having human-centered experience and emotional engagement are something that are kind of in our department curriculum. So, for example, when we were working on conceptual frameworks for our project, like the NEST project, we started developing the concept by about like what we build something, how would people feel, what the kind of emotion those people are going through in the time of the fire and the fire. So naturally we got to think about that a lot. And answering your question, no, I think when I first came to ArtCenter, I didn't really have that ability to really feel empathy when I start designing. But as I was spending time at ArtCenter and learning more from my instructors, I got to have that mindset. And I think it's something that I learned from those teachers.
Yeah. Something about, yeah. So just aside the project right now, like in my thesis paper, I'm really like exploring and how like your parallelity between our existence. And talking about this existence is something very like humane. It's something very personal, and it can't be like forged like intelligence or anything. Like you search it up, like what existence mean. Like what AI tell you actually, like it's difficult to like answer for like existence, for example, like this. So I feel like ultimately in these kind of topics, it's still up to you as a designer or as like a researcher or like a person, what your idea about like existence. Yeah. So I think what I'm really trying to say is that like spatial designer, we really look into spaces more than just architectural buildings. Like we go back to like understanding humans, and say like right I'm working on like understanding existence, which is all like can't be learned. Like you get an answer from like AI, so things still has to come from us. Yeah.
I think that's a great one to end on, because we really want to invite everybody over to the gallery, and everybody here will be by their works. And I mean, I've been inspired by this dialogue and this conversation. These folks just met a little while ago. It just really is a testament, shows like the potential, I think, for the graduate students we have.
I don't know, create a whole new environment. Children's thing, we didn't do it.